Oh, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. TGIF. Welcome to the live stream. I was sidetracked there for a second, and I missed that we were actually supposed to go live. Reading articles. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching on the replay, thanks for watching. If you want to join us live, we go live 8 o'clock Pacific time, Monday to Friday. It'd be great to have you here. The coffee crew is rolling in, which is awesome on a Friday. And we will say our good mornings. If you're new watching us live, don't be afraid. Say hi. Good crew here. We talk about our TFSAs. We talk about investing. We usually get sidetracked on some other discussion, but that's good. That's all part of the fun. And it is Friday. My coffee is hot. I got to grab a sip of coffee. Hopefully, whatever you're drinking is good too. Coffee, tea. Let me know in the comments what you have in your cup. Hopefully, well, maybe it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And the way the market has been kind of treating us this week, it's maybe a reason to celebrate a little bit, but always good. We'll get into that. Good morning. Let's see who's here. Candace is always the first. Cool shades on today. Hopefully it's sunny where you are this morning, Candace. Hopefully your day is going well. Always appreciate you tuning in, and you're always first. The challenge is still out there. Is if somebody can beat Candace into the chat. That's the challenge. We will get to your chat GPT joke too, Candace, as well. Nadia's here. Happy Friday, Nadia. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining. Always good. Hopefully your morning's well. Hopefully your investments are doing well. All that good stuff. Stan, good morning. Always good to have you here. Always one of the first two. Good stuff. Hopefully your day is going good. Abigail Bailey. Hello. Good morning. Welcome. Good to have you here. Haven't seen you for a while, Abigail. Hopefully you've been well, but thanks for tuning in. Must be busy. People get busy with work. That's okay. It's all good. Yeah. And a couple of new people here. That's good. The best of weirdo. Hi, Scoot. I think I know who this is. I think they've changed their. Nadia can maybe vouch for this. I think they've changed their YouTube names. But best weirdo. Good stuff. Hi. And that's a good one. Baron Wuffet. That's a good name, actually. Good stuff. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Awesome. Everybody else here, don't forget to just say hi as you drop in. It's always good to have you here. Maybe we'll hit the international again. We had Indonesia the other day, so maybe we'll have someone as we go. Oh, so he has his own YouTube channel now. That's scary stuff. Good stuff. Best weirdo is Nadia's son. So I guess he has a YouTube channel. Go subscribe to the best weirdo. I'm going to let's find this. Hold on, I have to see if I can find the best weirdo, Nadia. Let's see if we can find this. I'm going to assume it's. Let me see the picture of the dog. Yes, there we go. Let's pull this up. We can share this. It's so good. We'll help this kid out. Mario channel. There we go. Let's just see here. Hold on. There it is. The best weirdo does Mario games. That's so funny. So everybody can go check out here. I'm gonna put the. You can go check out the best weirdo channel and give him a subscribe. I'm gonna give him a subscribe right now. There we go. Help his channel out there. Awesome. That's so good. Always good to have new YouTubers out there, no matter what they are. All good. Plumbing tips, yeah, maybe. And MC, good morning. Always good to have you. I got your emails, MC, and I'm going to be sharing those actually today. Good, some good tips from MC always come into my inbox. It's like I have my own private. It's like getting a investing subscription. So all good. I love those links, MC. Keep sending them by all means. But we can't forget the chat GPT joke of the day from Candace. This is always good. Start off our day with a terrible joke. Oh, why did the investor buy in frigid wind chills? To earn some cold, hard cash. That's just bad, but those are good. That's so good. And on that note with chat GPT, that was basically part of it's Friday, so I'm trying to find good news that for a change. Nothing. Let's not talk about doom and gloom and bad market and whatever. Right? I'm trying to figure out maybe some good news. We have talked about a little bit. We will get into chat GPT, but I just wanted to share quickly for MC. Shared a couple of links. So as always, MC, really appreciate these. These are some good reading. that I have missed, and it talks about well, actually, you know what, let's get into this other one first, because this kind of makes a bit more sense, because we were talking in the stream a few days ago now, maybe it was earlier in the week or last week, about buying, whether you buy, like, because when I do my Monday regular deposits, I buy right away just to kind of get it over with, and it just, because it just works with my day, my schedule. But reading these articles, and it talks about a bit more, and it breaks down a bit more the S&P, not necessarily individual shares, how buying at the end of the day is better than buying at the beginning of the day on average. So these, you probably can't read this problem. It's a bit small for the fonts. You probably can't read this, but MC shared some great article on intraday, basically when the best time to trade is, and it breaks down to some chart over the years on whether it's better to invest, you know, at the open or at the close. And you can see the green at the close. Buy the close, sell the next open is green is good. So you can kind of get that from that chart. If you want to have this article shared, shoot me on my about page on the channel. There is a email. Just shoot me an email and say, hey, send me those links, and there's a whole bunch I have kind of saved from MC. I'd be happy to send those over. You won't be signed up, like I say, you won't be signed up for any kind of newsletter, that kind of thing. I will just shoot you those links, and you can have some good reading, some interesting reading. Thanks, MC. Always appreciated. And then they also shared an article on, there's an ETF that actually, there's an ETF for everything, and this ETF will do this for you. So it's a new ETF that offers investors a way to exploit the under the radar phenomenon in the stock market. Basically, what it does is it will. You'll have to look into it. It's the Nightshares 500 ETF. It replicates the strategy of buying the stock market at the 4 p.m. close, and then selling the position the next day at the market's open at 9:30 a.m. And then it basically just repeats that. So interesting how there's all these different ETFs out there. That might be one to look at if you're interested. I haven't dug into that particular ETF yet, just kind of read through the article, but kind of interesting. Might be something to kind of look at if you're looking for some information, obviously, and to try and improve our investing game. That might help. MC, really appreciate it. And again, if anybody wants it, shoot me an email from the about page, and I'll get those over to you. And MC, keep sending articles if you see anything that you think might be interesting. I'm happy to read anything really, investing wise, and happy to maybe be able to share as well. So in continuing with the good news, market has been doing good. Hopefully everybody is doing well. I did post a video portfolio update yesterday on the channel. It was 100 I think I'm at like 109, I think it was. So getting up there. It's been going for a while. Portfolio is looking good. So it's been nice to have some green days in the market, obviously. And I think everybody else, let me know in the comments how yours is doing. A thumbs up, if it's coming up back into the green, which is nice. And I think a lot of people that have been sticking through this and continuing just dollar cost averaging, they're seeing the rewards of this now. I have starting to see it in my portfolio, which is awesome, which I shared. Obviously, I was with a lot of my digital currency, a bit more volatile, and riskier investments are still down, but they have come back up quite substantially, actually, which is nice. And then looking back at my last update, I'm it's still all time is in the red, but gained quite a bit back, which is nice to see that finally coming back. And I had a few comments from a couple of viewers that their portfolios are doing in the green as well. So, and I was kind of catching up on some of the subscriptions that I have that talk about their portfolios as well, and they seem to be doing well as well. So if your portfolio is doing good, let me know just in the comments. Let me know how let everybody know if you want how it's doing, how you're feeling with the market. It's always good to hear, and it's helpful when. When people, I think, see other people's portfolios and hear from other people, sometimes it causes a bit of reassurance, I think, that I think we're on the right track, which is a good thing. So in keeping with the good news and that, we started off in the in the beginning. Let me just see here if I can share this. Here we go. There we go. ChatGPT. It's been the topic, I think, of every live stream for the past 2 weeks now. But on track to surpass 100 million users faster than TikTok or Instagram, which is pretty crazy. Now, from what I've been reading as well, is obviously Microsoft invested $10 billion into it. They're going to be starting to implement it into their Office suite. From some of the things I've been reading, they're going to put it also into their Microsoft Teams. And it will be able to do summary of meeting minutes and a whole bunch of stuff for within Microsoft Teams. Pretty interesting stuff. And I think everybody this year is, AI seems to be the buzzword of the year so far. So how can we benefit from this, right? Because obviously ChatGPT, it's private. All these, all the venture capitalists get all the gain, get everything from it. Not necessarily us, but I think this article talks a little bit about how long it took the app to get the number of users. ChatGPT months to reach here, and this is what's pretty crazy. So ChatGPT took 2 months to get 100 million users, where somewhere like we can compare it to TikTok took 9 months, Instagram took 30 months, Pinterest going up, Telegram 61, Google Translate. Google Translate is AI really. 78 months. So pretty crazy stuff. This article talks about it being like the Google killer. I don't necessarily think that's the case either, and this article doesn't. But interesting things nonetheless. So how do we look at possibly taking advantage of this? AI being the next big thing is probably just looking at companies, I guess, that are invested in this. If you're wanting to. Obviously, you can't invest in ChatGPT directly unless you have millions somehow, but possibly looking. I've been kind of looking a bit more at some of the tech companies, Microsoft, Facebook, Meta. Now, I'm not a huge Facebook lover, just for the sake of Facebook, but as an investment, it might be something to look at. Google obviously is going to be having. They're going to feel Microsoft nipping at their tails now with ChatGPT under the belt. So maybe it might be time to add a bit more Google or some Google to my portfolio. See how this does going forward. So let me know. Let me know your thoughts on that. There was a next article was about this from Meta to Microsoft. It's AI. It seems to be like it's everywhere. So this article does mention Google, Microsoft, Meta, and Apple. Meta, Facebook, Apple doing pretty good today after their earnings yesterday that weren't as stellar as everybody expected, but some things to look at. Tech, maybe the investment of the year. I don't know. Obviously, not financial advice for anybody, but something to keep our eyes on, I think, going forward. So, Candace, excellent. TFSA was up 6.61% in January. It was up 0.84 through the bear market. Yeah, mine was like the bear market, mine was terrible. Let me look. I can look in January for the past. I can kind of go back on mine in the past month, see what we're doing as we go here. That's awesome. That is really good. Let's go into my TFSA past month. Yeah, my TFSA for the past month was up 13.05%, which was pretty awesome. I did well. For me, was making that sell of RioCan and buying Tesla and Tesla Yield. Tesla Yield is doing amazing, and also the increase I've seen if we go cryptocurrencies has had a really good year to date as well. So that's what's helped my portfolio up. I'm getting drugged down by TransAlta Renewables and my penny Greenlane Renewables, but other than that, it's pretty happy with where things are kind of sitting right now anyways, and the way it's looking. So from the big tech. So MC, big tech. And I still don't know why your name doesn't show up MC. It's so weird. I don't know. I have no way to change that. Google, Microsoft for the most long term. Yeah, interesting. I have to find there must be an ETF that's heavy on tech. I'm going to assume that possibly we can look. There was like the FANG. There's well, it's not the FANG anymore. What do they call it? It was, there was like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, and was that it? That was the other one. Anyways, there must be an ETF that is in that if you want to get it all. But there you go. Google, Microsoft, long term. I think that's a good call, MC. You haven't steered us wrong so far. So yeah, Buffett. I'm gonna Baron Buffett. Yeah, IBM. Yeah, what's happening with IBM? I don't know. They didn't Watson beat? Yeah, I can't remember that. I remember kind of when that happened, when they had Watson on Jeopardy, but just the start. There we go. Good stuff. We'll have to see what IBM has up their sleeves. I don't know. It just shows how old companies get kind of overtaken, with different technologies moving fast. That's for sure. That's what it was. Netflix. I was trying to think. I was Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, the original FANG. That's right. I was trying to think of the N and it was Netflix. But there must be an ETF MC that is. I mean, there's probably this is the thing. I mean, four or five shares, you could probably easily just manage that yourself. But sometimes I think with a ETF, it sometimes takes a bit of the more emotion out of it, right? So you can just buy if you're buying on a schedule, you're not paying as much attention, or you start to pay attention to the article that you shared about buying at the end of the day, as opposed to, Although Facebook and Netflix have fallen out, Microsoft and Apple have come in. Yeah, Facebook has been doing well this last little bit. I have to eat my crow there a little bit because I've never been just a big fan of Facebook in general. It's just not my thing. So, but that shouldn't be a reason not to invest in something necessarily, because it has done well. There's still that big play into the metaverse, and I also had saw on Twitter with Facebook that they're looking to possibly do verified. Much like Twitter does, verified users as well. I guess they're looking for a bit more revenue coming in if advertisers are coming up. And there we go. Most common technology ETF would be VGT in the US or ZQQ XQQ on the TSX. Awesome, thanks MC. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to the to our watch list here, and I still have to find. Let's start a new one. Tech ETFs, and let's pull this up and add this here. So VGT, ZQQ, whoops. ZQQ and XQQ, last one. These are always handy to keep an eye on. Thanks, MC. For Canadian tech, here we go. And for Canadian technology, XIT would be the most common for TSX, or if you rather have the innovative tech, you could go with ARK. That's right. They have the ARKK. That's right. Let's add those as well. These will be worthwhile. These will keep me on my toes, on my radar. Perfect. Let's XIT, and obviously if anybody's watching, these aren't necessarily don't buy these without doing your research, but it's a good starting point. I know some people. I know some people have ARK in their. ARKK. I always get that wrong. ARKK. Did I add that? Nope. What am I doing here? ARC. Finally, there we go. And the last one is AR. Yeah, there we go. ARKK. I got it. There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff to watch. I know MC there. I think was it. I can't remember who bought some ARC, and they're probably doing quite well with it right now because they bought it when it was at the bottom. It's done. It's had a stellar January coming into the year. And Twisted Pretzel Stick, thanks for joining. HTAE, well, let's add that in. Yeah, always happy to add these to keep an eye on. There's so many tech. I didn't do it right. I always do this wrong. You can tell it's Friday. What am I doing here? HTAE. I'm like dyslexic today. There it is. Finally, awesome. So we got some good tech stuff to keep an eye on. Thanks, Pretzel Stick, which is awesome. We do have as well the Coffee Crew. I'll have to maybe move some of these around. If there's any other tech ones in here, I'll have to see. I can kind of move them maybe into the tech one. I wish there was a way that I could share that. I have to figure out how to possibly share a watch list. That's my project for the channel, is to get a kind of a watch list that I can share, so at least other people can see it without, obviously this is tied to my Google account. So, and that's the case. Yeah. I mean, if you can stomach the volatility, Candace, yeah. We've talked about Kathy before, as much as some people give ARC grief, and people do, it's easy to hate when it's easy to be able to stand up on a pedestal when something's, and give someone grief when they're, what was the number down, 50% or 70% or whatever it was. It's easy to, it's never good to gloat like that. But if you listen to Kathy, some of her interviews, pretty smart person, but it's also in technology and the type of industries and products and investments that are more volatile, right? And you have to have a lot of patience for these. And I think the people that had patience with ARC are probably going to reap the rewards eventually, right? But it's just stomaching that's investing, right? You have to know your risk tolerance, and you have to be able to stomach, something like that. If you invest in something like that, you have to know the risk, and you should hopefully know the risk and reward, like anything that you buy. Obviously, more volatility. It can drop a lot, but you can also get those. On the flip side, you get it can go both ways, which it's always great when it goes up, but it can be a bit nerve-wracking when it goes down substantially, and that just kind of would show that you've probably invested too much into it. If you have if you research something, you believe in it, and then if it goes down, and it causes you to lose sleep at night, you've probably put too much of your portfolio into that area or that investment. So it pays to diversify, right? Like we say, don't put all of your eggs in one basket, for sure. And ARC is definitely, I think, one of those. But I mean, there's probably people that are all in on ARC. There's people that are all in on Tesla. There's people that are, but they will do well. And I think we're starting to see some tech really recover this past month, which is good. And Brian, good morning. Welcome. Good to have you here. Happy Friday. Hopefully your day is going well. We were just talking, Brian, about some tech stocks and ETFs to kind of keep an eye on with AI, ChatGPT. That seems to be the buzzword. And just kind of where we're going to plug, maybe put some money in the future. But yeah. Now, did I have another? That was all the articles I did have, actually. That was all I had to share. So if anybody has anything they want to go with the conversation, this is where it happens. It's all about you as much as me, what I want to share. So fire in some comments, questions. If you have anything on your mind, fire it in there. If you're new, don't be afraid to at least say hi or ask a question. There's a lot of good, a lot of smart smart people in the chat if I can help you out. Typically, somebody in the chat can probably do as good or a better job helping you on the right track with your investing. I think we can talk a little bit about obviously the channel, how it's going. I think it's always interesting when the market kind of starts to pick up, the views pick up. I've noticed that. And Candace, if you're still watching, how have your views been on the channel? It seems to be a bit better sentiment out there with stuff. So let me know how your channel's going as well, Candace. Funny how Kathy Wood goes from Aunt Kathy to receiving tons of hate. She does. She really, really does. People have to own up to their own investing decisions. I respect her greatly for having conviction in her ideas, and that's one thing. She's really stuck to her guns with her convictions on things. That's for sure. I'll give her that. I watched a really good interview. I think I mentioned it before. MC she was on the podcast, what Bitcoin did. It's a very good podcast. It doesn't just talk about Bitcoin. It's kind of transitioned a little bit more macro, and it gets more on investing, but also like some more political topics, that kind of stuff. But he had a great interview with Kathy Woods. I should actually, maybe I'll share it on the I'll share it on maybe the community tab, because it was a really interesting interview with her, and it talked about like her history. It was a good hour and a bit, so it was a really, really good interview. Smart person, and definitely has her convictions too. She did talk about Bitcoin, but she talks about her investments as well, and ETFs, which is worth watching. So I'll dig that up and fire that onto the community tab later on. It's always good. How close am I to monetization? You have to be very, very close. I am very close. It's under, I think the last time I kept mentioning if all the subscribers watched 1 hour, I'd be blown. I'd be done. It is, let's see here. I have to go in and see, into my analytics. I haven't checked my analytics today. I try not to check it as much as that's the problem with YouTube. You check it all the time, like it's going to change, and it's like if you check it too much, you might as well just do a video to actually get some watch time instead of waiting for watch time. I'm very close. Hold on here. Let's click it. Just about 200 hours, Candace. Very close. Very close. So that will be. I'm gonna. Fingers crossed. The goal is to have it by the end of February. I think that's realistic. If I get going, so if everybody goes in afterwards and watches the video, puts some video playlists on replay, listen to it in the background, but we'll get there slowly but surely. It's always good. It's like my portfolio. It's just slow gains, but channel going well, good views, steady sub growth. Yeah, that's awesome. I keep watching your channel, so it's always good. I always watch your videos. Jill's got her new videos coming in there as well, which is awesome, and it's good to see it grow. It's good to see new people come on, because I think when the market went down 20-30%, a lot of people disappear, right? And you can see that with the comments, with the views. But I've also noticed that a little bit with some of the other creators that have stopped that I used to subscribe to, because it's a grind, right? It's hard to invest. It's hard to do a channel. It's everything combined kind of gets you discouraged, I guess. But we're starting to see that come back, which is good. It's slowly but surely. So it's all good. One thing I do have kind of a lot of fun with, and it's a different thing with the channel, is with short. I've been kind of posting some shorts, and they're a little bit more. I'm trying to kind of a bit of fun with shorts. I'm not trying to take anything too seriously, but there's some. If the market's a good day, get the rocket up there, get some music in there, get people excited. Also a few kind of like digging back, kind of like to old clips and stuff like that I kind of catch my eye. That is I find interesting, and kind of get those up there. And I've noticed that shorts kind of bring in different viewers. I think the regular viewers people that watch the live stream don't typically watch the shorts. The people that watch the channel update, or not the portfolio update videos, don't always come onto the live, and the people that watch the shorts don't necessarily get to go over to the live stream or either of those. So it's kind of a different group of people and all the things. So always kind of fun to see what YouTube algorithm likes. Anyways, that's the kind of thing. And YouTube shorts are good for subscribers and brings people in that might not find me otherwise. So So not a prediction, MC. Okay, we won't hold you to this by any means, but when you look back at similar funds, they have generally fizzled out. A difference was these funds were mutual funds versus ETF, but the same story: huge returns, then decimated. Now, are you talking back to ARC? I think, but and then one. Okay. Oh, sorry. Next comment. I missed it. That's why. One of the similar funds from back in the day that is similar was called the Janus Fund from 2000. I remember back in like the .com, the .com boom bust in mutual funds, and I had some in my. Where the heck were they invested? Because I was only in my. How old was I in year 2000? I was under 20. Like I had probably just started investing, and I had some. I think they were BM. I could be wrong, but I think they were BMO mutual funds. It's so long ago now. Geez. And they were doing quite well, right? You'd be getting like 18%, and you were like these mutual funds, and then came down, but never came back, right? But anyways, yeah. And Jill said, hi, Jill. You can join in too, Jill. Maybe she's working, busy, but it's all good. Say hi. Good morning. Trang, good to have you here. Always welcome. Good stuff. Good morning. Yeah, that's the thing. Some creators not willing to do stocks that were in the red. I was like, yeah, that's kind of the case. But I mean, that's the whole idea of when I went on the channel. You just know it's full disclosure, right? This is what I bought. This is what I have, and this is why I bought it, and this is it's red. I mean, I don't think it's nothing to be. This is the thing with YouTube. I mean, I think people that are sharing, we've talked about before, you'll see a lot of people saying, whatever, right? Tesla to the moon or whatever to the moon. And then as soon as something goes the other way around, they disappear, right? But I think that's kind of a disservice to your followers, right? Because everybody's in the same, a lot of people are in the same boat as you. Portfolios are down, right? Like that's what happened this last. It's still going, right? Like it's what happened. So if you're not sharing if you're only sharing the good, it's kind of a disservice to the people that enjoy and are trying to learn possibly learn from you or compare you to how their portfolio is doing. And people pick bad things. People pick good things. That's the whole part of learning and seeing what investing is, and you learn from mistakes. You learn the hard way, but you hopefully don't learn, by losing too much. That's the key, test things out and see, and be prepared if you're trying something new to be prepared to lose it. But for me, I'm not afraid to show that I've lost it, right? It helps me, I guess would be the best way. I'll have to read that. I haven't heard about the Janus Fund from 2000 for the history, but if you want to learn to apply historical lessons to your investing today, this time is different. It's hardly ever the case. It's true. We can always learn from the past, right? It changes a little bit, but it definitely, there's a saying for it, right? It rhymes, or there's similarities, right? It's true. We can definitely look at past things that are happening. I'm gonna search out Janus Fund just so I remember it. I'll keep it in my tab open here. Janus Fund 2000. There must be something. Fund manager. There we go. There's a Wall Street Journal article. I'll track it down. Good stuff. I always like to kind of read these things, learn from history. That's what it is. History. That's what it is. History never repeats, but it often rhymes. It's true. It's true. Yeah, I had it close. I was about a quarter of the way. There. Thanks, MC. All good. That's all good. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any comments here. There was a lot flowing in there. I appreciate it, everybody. And I'm going to share. Let me just... I'm just going to write down I'm going to share that Kathy Wood article. So I'm just going to save that in my tab. So I remember to save that. I'll save that on the community. I'll save that over on the community tab after the stream. I'll post it up there. Cause good listen for sure. For Kathy, and for those that have invested in that, it would be a good listen if you haven't already. There we go. That is it. We're coming up. Well, geez, time flies when you start chatting and that. I'm just gonna make sure I didn't miss anyone's comments, because there was a lot going through here. I could actually make the page longer so I don't miss anything. There we go. But yeah, so continuing on the channel, I guess we'll go this weekend. I will have a update. I did the update yesterday. It was a day late, better late than never. I will have obviously market after it closes on Friday. I like to do a little update on the weekend as well, just to kind of show how things are doing coming into the new week. So hopefully we have a decent day today. It seems to be doing okay, which is always nice. Nice to see a bit of green. And we'll carry. Hopefully, I can do a pause. It's nice. It's nice to do. It's nice. It is nicer to do. I'll admit, it is nicer to do videos when there is some green in your portfolio to get those out. It makes you feel a bit better. But well, hopefully that carries on. Okay, EQ Bank. EQ has had a surge in demand for their cards and can't meet ETAs and delivery. They're giving people who requested cards $5 for the delay. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. So they must, that's their cash, is it their Visa, MasterCard or something like that? I think MCU said, or is it like a cash card? I'm not sure. EQ credit card. Good call. So if anybody's signed up waiting for a card, check your email. $5. Nothing wrong with $5. Take it when you can get it. Yeah, take it when you can get it. Nothing wrong with free money. Put it in your savings account. As we go, that's all good. Oh, and some good. Let's keep with the good news. I gotta reach over for it. I keep talking about it, but I had a letter because my car is almost paid off, and I had a letter from the bank that it's I'm coming up to the end, and that was kind of nice to actually see it in writing. So I actually only owe. I have to go in and actually. It's kind of annoying. I have to go in and pay this, but I owe $74.15 on my car, which is awesome. So it's almost paid off. I have to make my way. At some point over the next few days to pay that $74, and then I'm done. No more car payments. That's nice. I haven't had no car payments for a very long time. So looking forward to that. That will give me more opportunity to put into the TFSA. That's the plan. Anyways, TFSA, RSP, I'm going to keep because that money was gone anyways, going towards the car. So I'm going to start carrying on and putting that into some type of investment going forward for as long as possible, because I was used to paying that anyways. So all good. Oh, it's a debit preloaded one. Okay, so much like Notice Simply also sent me a new debit MasterCard. Okay, there you go. Preloaded MasterCard. Oh, they're sending you a preloaded. Oh, okay, I see. They send you a $5 preloaded card. I think that's what you mean. And so they're moving over to new cards. Then maybe they switched. Like sometimes that's what happens is when they switch from MasterCard to Visa or somebody, sometimes I've seen that happen. Like I think Wealthsimple changed theirs, if I'm not mistaken. I never used the card, but I think they changed from Visa to MasterCard or MasterCard to Visa. So much along the same line, they send you new cards, even though they're not expired. I don't know. Yes, that was out this morning, right? I haven't dug into it, but I did see the headline. It was good. It was, I can actually pull this up. Good call, MC. That was kind of out. I haven't read this yet or anything like that. Fed seen hiking rate. See them hiking. Good job reports. What was it here? It was unemployment rate fell to 3.4%, the lowest in more than 50 years. What were they expecting? Yeah, it's hard to know what they're going to do. It's really hard to know. It could. Strong job. Can't imagine the strong job market will help with deflation. Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard to know. But inflation seems to be coming. It's going to be, I think we're going to have this like this for a while. It's hard to really kind of see if it's going to, like, we've seen inflation coming down slowly. Is it going to be a big jump down? I don't know. Yeah, it seems so. Jobs was not good. No, lots of jobs out there. But Powell seems to be easing on jobs data as inflation seems to be going down despite jobs being strong, and that's what's been happening, right? We'll have to see how that pans out. I think for Bank of Canada, there's going to be a pause next month, but because they've kind of come out and really said that, right? We're going to pause with conditions, or how they kind of worded it, with a possibility, but less kind of strong wording to raise. But down in the States, it wasn't quite like that. It was more like we're going to keep an eye on things. So we'll have to see. Definitely see what happens on there. And there we go. Train. So they switched to MasterCard. That's what it was. I knew it was one of those. I have it in my drawer. I don't use it. It's not even activated, but they send it out to me. I don't use. I only for Wealthsimple. I only use. I've mentioned it before. I only have I have the account, right? TFSA, obviously, and I have on the invest side. I have the RSP and my Lira, but I don't use any of their other cash app cards for my daily cash spending stuff. I use, like I mentioned before, I use Shakepay. Shakepay is awesome. It's prepaid. I like to get the cash back in Bitcoin. And I also do like a daily dollar cost small purchase of Bitcoin every day on Shakepay, and then transfer it kind of once a week over to my take it off of Shakepay. That's kind of what I find handy. So it's easy. Not shilling Shakepay, but it works well. It's easy to load your card. You just have to send an e-transfer to yourself. It loads literally in a minute, seconds, provided the Interact network's working, and then you can just tap and use it. The only downside with Shakepay right now is there's no physical card, so you can't use it for so you can't see the number. So you have to use it for tap only, and sometimes the tap only, if you're using it for a bigger purchase, you can't tap, right? It doesn't. The stores don't let you if it's over a certain amount. So that's the downside. But they're releasing slowly. I haven't got it yet. They're releasing slowly the card numbers to people. Not a physical card yet, but the card number, so you can actually see the card number in the app. So you'll be able to purchase stuff online. So I'll start to use it for stuff like that. I'll start to use it for like Amazon shopping, that kind of stuff, because you get 1% cash back in Bitcoin. The thing I like about Shakepay too is they sometimes give you like a Shakepaid. So if you buy something, sometimes they give you the full amount back in Bitcoin. I've had a few of those. I think I've had about $40-50 in being Shakepaid, which is nice, which is awesome. So, and then they also give you 1% cash back on purchases. Then they have Shake Squad, where you get 42 Satoshis for each tap on your team. There's, I think, 4 people in a team, so you get kind of credit for everybody, and then you can shake for sats. It's kind of fun. It makes it kind of fun, anyways. And on Wealthsimple, we'll skip over. I saw your comment, MC. We'll jump back to that. You can load it up, and then you get 1% as well. I like the prepaid cards for the kind of day-to-day spending, because you're a bit more. I think, cognizant of what you're spending your money on, not just putting it on your debit or credit, because you're seeing the balance. You have to physically transfer a balance in there. You see your balance and you go, okay, I have, $200, and this is what I can spend on whatever. That's why I like those prepaid cards for using stuff. I typically only use my credit card. I use it for my bill payments. I have a Tangerine card. It gives, like, on reoccurring bills, it gives 2% cash back. On other purchases, it's like 0.5%. Just depends on the categories you choose. So it works well. I like it. And that's true with Wealthsimple. You can choose where the 1% goes. You can put it back into, you can buy it, put it into crypto. You can put it into, I think you can put it into your personal account, but you have to be careful if you. I don't think you can put it into your. I don't think they do it into your TFSA or RSP. I could be wrong, but that's something to check out, because if they're putting the cash back into that account and it brings you over your limit, what you're allowed to put in there, that could be trouble. That's why I don't think they do it. I think they just do it into personal accounts. But check that out. Just make sure you follow that before. Yeah, and that's kind of handy. So you can just get back, and you can put it right into whatever. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, no worries. You made it. Well, coming up to, we're still talking. We can see how long people can get me talking. Mr. Red Talk, always good to have you here. And yes, the Bank of Canada will definitely have to manage housing as part of these rates. And the United States doesn't necessarily have that same problem as much, just the way their mortgages work there, right? With the longer terms in the States. But in Canada, with shorter term, same types of amortizations, but shorter term mortgages, it definitely plays a bigger role. And also a lot of variable rates in Canada, adjustable variable rates that can adjust with prime. And even the people that don't have the adjustable variables, but have variables that have fixed payments, are getting the letters, right? That their payment is all of a sudden no longer covering the interest. They have to pop up their payment, at least just to cover interest, which is kind of scary. And that's the thing. So U.S. less of an issue with renewals. You get it. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, anybody that got, I don't know rates really in the States and stuff, but obviously you get a mortgage in the States, you get a 30-year mortgage, a 30-year term. Getting a mortgage is different in the States with fees involved and that kind of stuff, I know. But obviously, if you have a 30-year term at whatever, let's just say it's 2.5%, you're not going to break your mortgage. You're not going to move. You're not, unless you absolutely have to. And the thing with Canada is Canadians typically take 5-year terms, right? For the most part, or history has said 5-year terms, and a lot of people took variable rates over the last couple of years because they, Bank of Canada kind of came out and said, we anticipate rates staying low for a long time. Whether people took that advice or just wanted the lowest payment possible. That's the problem. People buying houses, buying the payment, not necessarily buying the, thinking it more of, this is the payment we can afford, not thinking down the road, what if rates do go up? We didn't think they were going to go up this high. Well, some people probably, some people thought so, but not this high, not this quickly. And then with renewals coming up with mortgages obviously having to renew every, like, say, 5 years. It's going to be Bank of Canada in a roundabout way will have to be thinking about housing for sure. MC, good call. Big ideas report. I'll have to check that out. If you have a link to that, shoot me an email. And then I don't have to search it. That's good. I'll have to check that. I'll have to check that one out. Always interesting for ARC, for people to check that out. And Naylor, welcome. Naylor 0678. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I saw that actually. There is for those that don't know, there is a new Wealthsimple high yield account. It's a savings account. They haven't switched. They still have their save. You can find it if you look in kind of the search area of your app, it'll pop up in a little box. It'll have a high interest account offering. Now, what it is a cash. It's on their invest side, so you will pay the management fee, whatever tier you're in, right? To be aware of, Naylor and everybody else. It invested in PSA, so you could technically just put cash into your savings cash part into the self-directed part and not pay obviously the small Wealthsimple management fee that they would take off it. So there's a way to do it yourself and not pay that management fee. On that note though, obviously with Wealthsimple, if you have other investments there with your portfolio in Wealthsimple, once you hit a certain level, I think it's $100,000. I can pricing. It's low. I gotta find it here. Okay, hold on here. So I can break down what the actual fees are. I got to find it. I don't want to say something that's wrong. Okay, so how this works, if it's in your basic account, right, you would pay a 0.5% management fee on that. It's because it's, even though it's sitting in PSA, but if you have it on your, basically on your self-directed part, you won't pay that fee, right? But the way that Wealthsimple works is if you have other investments on the invest side, right, and you have $100,000, obviously that's quite up there. But if you have some cash savings, what it would do is it would count towards that deposit. Whereas if you have all of your, say you have a big chunk of cash over on your self-directed portfolio, you won't, it won't count as your, as part of that balance on the invest side. So potentially where you're sitting with your investments, it might make sense to put it on that invest side. Because you would get lower fees. So it's 0.5% management fee for their invest side. Once you hit $100,000 in deposits, your fee goes down to 0.4%. So that's one way to kind of maybe look at what would be best for you if you're looking at it. Pays, the interest pays good. I have PSA in my nailer. I have PSA in my self-directed, or not my in my TFSA right now. So that's kind of works for me. Another thing too, if it's on the invest side though, what it does is obviously if as interest, as your dividends come in and you're making your interest on it, not, as the dividend comes in for that day, it will automatically reinvest it, right? So it'll put it right back into PSA for you. So it's kind of a set and forget it. Whereas if it's on your self-directed side, you get that dividend, you can do what you want with it. So you have to keep on top of it if you want to keep reinvesting it into PSA, but that is what they have. So they allow you to open up, I think you can open up any type of account under that high interest savings. You can have a TFSA, you can have a unregistered account, you can have I think you can even probably have an RSP, I'm going to assume, in there as well. So something to look at, for sure. But depends on what depending on what your balances and are, if you have savings or for some reason in the invest side and you're over that 100,000, and if you were to take out maybe some because it used to be in the save part, if you take that out maybe and put it into self-directed, you're going to come under that $100,000 threshold. It doesn't make sense, but if you have some room, there you go. In a roundabout way. But it is out there. It's kind of hidden, but it is there. Yeah, if you can find it. There we go. Coming up at 9 o'clock. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Always appreciated. A few new people today. Boren Wuffet that's a new one. That's always good. And a few other new people. So for all the new people, if you are watching now and haven't hit the like button, we'll get it out of the way. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff helps with the channel. If you want to check out, again, I have my latest portfolio update is on the channel. You can check that out if you haven't seen it yet. I will do another update on the weekend, and that's all. Hopefully have a nice Friday. Hopefully everybody has a good weekend, and we'll see you all Monday. I'll get the live stream posted back on the channel, so you can hit the notification, get notified. So Mr. Red Taco, you won't be late. Hit that notification, and you'll get notified that the live stream is starting for the most part. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend, and happy investing.